which bill that you're going to be speaking for or against. Again, it's 4290 and 4289. Yes, sir.
All of them. Javar Juarez. In November 2022, a lawsuit brought by the South Carolina House Freedom Caucus challenged Lexington School District 1's adoption of expeditionary learning. This educational approach designed to enrich student learning experiences came under scrutiny, not for its effectiveness, but for its perceived alignment with ideologies at odds with the caucus's views. Lexington 1's response, a proactive review of the L education curriculum to ensure compliance with said SC Proviso 1.105 and its alignment with educational goals, exemplifies a commitment to educational excellence and legal adherence. The settlement of $57,930.16 is a poignant reminder of the financial sacrifices made in the face of ideological disputes. It's particularly striking in a district grappling with growing poverty, underscoring the need to prioritize educational funding over legal entanglements. Representative Mays' own celebration of this outcome as a victory highlights a divisive perspective on education, equating the lawsuit settlement with a triumph over radical liberal indoctrination. This viewpoint ignores the broader educational principle of fostering a diverse and inclusive learning environment, which is foundational to preparing students for a pluralistic society. The Republican stance on DEI policies further complicates this narrative. Historically, advocates for minimal government intervention in business. Some Republicans now support restrictive laws that conflict with businesses and schools' efforts to promote DEI. This shift is not only contradictory, but also detrimental to the economic and social fabric of our nation. Businesses, including schools, thrive on diversity, showing improved profitability, innovation, and reduce turnover when they embrace DEI policies, sir. This criticism against DEI, portraying it as a detriment to meritocracy, is a misguided narrative that undermines the value of diversity in our society. The rhetoric employed by prominent political figures, including former twice impeached President Trump, reveals an unsettling focus on divisiveness and exclusion. This is not just about policy disagreements. It's about an underlying resistance to diversity and an unwillingness to embrace a more inclusive America. In closing, I urge all of us to recognize that the legislation in question is but another effort to deprive our students of essential resources and obstruct their educational progress. DEI is not the curriculum boogeyman it's portrayed as. Indeed, it's scarcely found within our school systems, as was determined in Lexington Richland 5. Moreover, the characterization of DEI as a policy enforcing organizations to favor less qualified candidates over more deserving ones is a gross misrepresentation. This narrative, fueled by the unfounded belief that white male candidates are inherently superior, undermines the principles of fairness and opportunity for all. Such arguments distract from the truth that DEI initiatives aim to enrich our workforces, our workplaces, and educational environments by embracing a richness of perspectives, ultimately fostering a more inclusive and productive society. Let us not be misled by these divisive tactics. Instead, let's affirm our commitment to an education system that genuinely serves all students, preparing them for a diverse and interconnected world. I thank you for your time.
Sir, because I'm pretty sure Representative Johnson has one. Oh, and Representative Rivers does too.
Look at that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and thank you so much for your impassioned plea.
God bless you.
And thank you so much for your garb. I wanted to make a mention about your garb because I understand exactly what you're wearing and that type of stuff. So I'm just tell you something real quick. I came to the house, I think it was last year during Black History Month, and I had on my dashiki. See, I found out through 23andMe that my ancestry comes from Nigeria. And I was wearing some traditional Nigerian clothing, a dashiki. And you know how many questions that I got asked by the members of this body about what it was, why I was wearing it, was I going to throw spears, things of that nature up here in the General Assembly. Now, instead of outing these people, instead of saying that they were disrespectful, instead of talking about the ignorance that was said to me, I used it as a moment of teaching, of instruction, to say this is this, or this is what this means, or this is what this is all about. So I appreciate you being here, being your authentic self, because this is why DEI is extremely important, to utilize these things, these opportunities to teach individuals, to show to not be scared or nervous or fear the difference that we all share. So again, my brother, thank you so much for being here. God bless you, and may God keep you.
It's beyond that, Representative Johnson. There are some people that you ain't never gonna be able to teach. There are some people that will have to learn a very difficult lesson about black folks. And all of those that are watching me today, if your representative is here and is in the Freedom Caucus, my recommendation to you is to make sure that you watch where you're shopping. Make sure that you understand where you're spending your money. And make sure that you do not waste your time on people that do not see that it is important that to have a diverse community means to have a rich community. As somebody who is not only black, but Mexican and Irish, I only came to South Carolina with $50. And I feel very, very sorry for the white folks that's in this state that are under the oppressive narratives of members of the Freedom Caucus and this Republican House who are oppressing them as well. I feel sorry for those white folks that walk around South Carolina on eggshells, scared to speak to their brothers and sisters because they don't want to be left out of the crowd of radicals and extremists because they'll be oppressed in their own churches and high places in their communities. I want to tell the people of South Carolina on this day, God made you and you didn't have anything to do with it. So the only thing that you can do is get with people and love them. And those people that are up here that are going to vote along party lines just like they always do. I was here with this same testimony during the CRT, and we found that it wasn't being taught in our schools. This is not about what you think it is. This is using this as an opportunity to steal $57,000 from our children when so many of them go hungry. God bless you.
Yes, my brother. Appreciate your words. Let me ask you a question, and as it relates to DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. Do you see a relationship or a connection between being an authentic Christian and also understanding the value of diversity? The relationship between Christianity and diversity. It seems like they're inclusive, but it seems like some of the bills makes it seem like it's not.
It's so interesting to me to have people that use God to justify their narrowness, their ugliness, and then pass it along to us as somehow we don't understand what at the foundation it really is. The one thing that I've learned, Representative Rivers, to love about God is that he is the standing and guiding force in my life that allows me, despite the hatred that comes in my direction, to just keep on loving, to keep on embracing, to keep on working, to keep on feeding, to keep on embracing people that don't look like me. And I want you all to know something in South Carolina today. I didn't actually experience racism until I moved to Georgia. But here in South Carolina, we got a lot of white folks that are loving and kind, but are confused because the same oppressive tactics that we see on the left, we see on the right. We see the very foundation of those poor white folks that are being misled by craziness, by radicals, by people that have no intent on ensuring that information and resources go to their constituents. So we have aggrieved white folks that are in their churches that are being misled by the leadership to convince them that black folks are a danger, LGBTQIA+, all these other things that some of us don't know much about, are the real threat. But this is only being used so that people like the Freedom Caucus can use it as a means to steal $57,000 from Lexington Richland 5.
Thank you, sir.